With only 2 days left in the 427 drawing, me, Vicky, and Allison have been busy trying to get everything ready to draw the winner on Wednesday night. And although the 427 giveaway is winding down in the shop, the Sub-Zero S10 giveaway is just heating up. The hood is ready to go to paint. So my job today is take the gas filler door and the hood up to the body shop and drop it off after I say goodbye to Vicky.
Yeah, see, isn't this your drawing? Why are these two ladies doing all of your work?
I'll give him credit. He helped last night.
He did.
He
did.
did.
He did.
He actually helped.
He did.
Was he sick?
I was just told that he helped. I was like, really?
And you believed it?
Yeah, he did.
I did.
I wouldn't lie. He did help.
For a hot minute? 2 minutes?
10 minutes.
It was an attempt to collect sexual favors.
You can't say that. Turn that off.
As the holiday season draws closer and closer, Paige just gets grouchier and grouchier.
Merry Christmas.
It's a postal worker thing, I guess. Anyway, while Vicky and Allison are getting all the names ready for the 427 giveaway on Wednesday night, I'm headed up to House of Pearls to drop off this hood and the gas filler door in Vicky's Suburban. And while I'm up there, I want to talk to them and see how soon they're ready for me to bring the 55 up. The last time I talked to Paul up at House of Pearls, he said it'd be about 2 weeks, and that was a week and a half ago. But to be honest, I'm in no rush to drop that car off because the weather has been so nice here in Central Ohio, I've been driving it quite a bit. Since we're already halfway through November, I'm sure it won't be long before the snow's flying and so is the salt. So I definitely want to get the car delivered to the body shop before the roads here in Central Ohio are covered in salt brine, if they have room. When you're doing this many full-on restorations, it's hard to keep a schedule because you just never know what you're going to get into when you dive into a project like a full-on restoration like the one they've got started on here with this Mustang. I'm just thankful that they were able to work me in to get the hood painted on Billy's S10. What's up? What's up?
Hello.
I brought you something to work on.
I'm excited.
Been here plenty of times. Might as well work on something now.
I'm gonna get it matching real nice. So for whoever wins it, I'm gonna get it matching.
I called and I told you I was coming up here, and you're like, well, just make sure that it matches perfectly to the fender, because if it's not, I'm like, Paul, it doesn't have to be perfect.
I know. Well, what I was
He's a
meaning is
perfectionist.
if it's been repaired in the rear and blended into the gas doors and colored.
Nikki and Jesse tease Paul all the time about being a perfectionist. Paul is very detail-oriented, and he tries very hard to make sure anything that he paints comes out as perfect as humanly possible.
So the bottom being exposed weak like that, are you cool with me just spraying it like black epoxy or something?
Yeah, that's fine.
Otherwise, I'll have to lay like a gel coat and then sand it all smooth. And if it needs to be the same color as that.
No. The bottom
I
can
could-
be black.
Okay. I think that would look best, but I could also paint it the same color as the hood. It would just have that texture of the fiberglass.
Okay.
So either way, just let me know.
Well, here's what we need. This is the color. And thankfully, the truck was recently painted all over right before we bought it.
Got it. Okay.
So the paint's fairly fresh and it matches front to back. Like, it hasn't been patched or
Yeah,
wrecked or
full-
anything like you were worried
full
about.
spray. Cool.
With the specifics of the hood out of the way, we start talking about full-on restorations. So you've replaced every panel on this 69 GTO except for around the trunk housing?
Jesse did, not me.
Like, this is the only original part of the 69 GTO convertible.
This and this. Everything else is from another car or...
Oh my God.
Yeah, these are actually for coupes. They don't make convertible
Quarter
quarters,
panels?
So you have to, yeah, so you gotta do all this extra stuff. It's not fun.
Oh my goodness.
One piece. So this is a full one-piece floor, kind
With
of similar
rockers.
to
The
how.
rockers come on the sides.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So it's a big pain. So basically, we just build it on the frame. Like, we put the frame up, and then piece by piece, built it together. And yeah.
Wow. So how soon can we bring that 55 Chevrolet up here?
Probably maybe by the end of this week, even. As
Oh.
soon as we can do.
That'd be cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're ready for you.
Oh,
So I've that Challenger.
I'm not sure if I'm ready.
yeah.
I mean, I'm just not
Well,
sure
it's
if I'm
not.
ready to quit driving it.
Snow's coming. Let's
I
put it
know.
away for the winter.
I know.
Let's get it done, and then next, when the summer comes, you'll be driving a pretty much brand new car.
Promise?
Yes.
All right, I'm holding you to it, Nikki.
Promise.
Well, folks, it's Tuesday, and it's raining again. We've got this Nova in the shop in here that you've probably seen in a couple of videos now that it doesn't belong to us. It's a friend of Billy's who brought it out here to have us do a little work on it. It's got a 572 big block Chevy and a 4-speed, and it's on these retarded looking wheels. The guy would like to have us set the car up like my Nova with the cow tracks and a strange 9-inch, and the rear end's been here for a little while. The wheels and tires, well, the wheels are here. The tires are in at Jigs. And Billy asked me if I would help him go get these wheels and tires taken care of today. And I think they're gonna roll it in the main shop and start working on it. So this is it. I don't know anything about this other than it's got a, I guess it's got a 572 in it with a 4-speed, and it's got these wheels. I can't even imagine putting these on a Nova. Yep, it's got a big block in it. It is wall-to-wall engine. I don't think the thing runs right either. From what I saw of it when it got here, the guy unloaded it off the trailer and it would barely run. Ugh. So anyway, I'm gonna jockey some cars around here, and we're gonna pull the wheels out of the back of this thing, load them in a 64, take them to Jigs, and hopefully go get some tires mounted. I moved the 55 from one side of the shop to the other so that I could back the 64 in out of the rain and load the wheels up for this Nova. And that's when I noticed that the cooling fan wasn't working on the radiator. So I inspected Buckwheat's wiring repairs and found that there's still some problems. Wouldn't you know, there's a bad connection. Clearly, we've got some wiring issues on the 64. Eventually, we're going to have to take time to bring the 64 in and go through it. But for today, my main thing is to get these wheels taken into Jigs, and unfortunately, June Pup's little muddy paws are going to have to stay home. Once I got the cooling fan to work on the 64, I started making my way east towards Columbus, and it turns out I left the house just in time. According to Billy, the guy that owns the orange Nova has already called ahead and had tires shipped in to the 11th Avenue store, and they should be there ready to go once I pull in. So I backed the 64 in front of the store, went in and got a dolly and unloaded the wheels, and made my way through the showroom back to the main shop. Hey, there's the tires. Perfect timing. Since we currently don't have our own tire mounting machine and balancer, I take everything to Jigs. They recently just purchased this new tire mounting machine that made short work of mounting our tires without ever touching the wheels. Once the front wheels were done, Gary got busy mounting the rear tires on the single beadlock RC Comp wheels. Once he had the new beadlock rings torqued down, it was time to balance all 4 tires. One nice thing about coming into Jigs and having Gary do our wheels and tires is I've never had a problem. You're a superstar, Gary. Superstar, man. Superstar. With the wheels and tires mounted and balanced, I went out to the showroom and picked up some relays and wiring supplies to hopefully take care of the wiring issues on that 64. Once I paid for my parts, Craig helped me take the wheels out and load them up. See you, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
So far, I've had a relatively productive, stress-free day, but that was all about to come to an end when I got back. Are you having a bad day?
This computer's not turning on.
We got another problem. He's got this Nova in here, and evidently someone's really serious about keeping these wheels on the car. They've got these freaking special lug nuts so that you can't get them off.
I mean, I wouldn't steal them.
I wouldn't steal them. Ugh. After searching everywhere in the car for the special lug nut socket we need, we decided to go to Harbor Freight. According to their website, they have a master set of locking lug nut sockets. But unfortunately, the socket we need isn't in this set. Uncle Buckwheat claims that he has a I'll remove you anyway socket. Let's go. After a wasted trip to Harbor Freight, we start making our way towards the farm to meet up with Uncle Buckwheat, who claims he has a socket that'll remove these wheels. We could almost drive down the road to the next crossing and beat it and be further ahead. Now, you remember what I said about having a stress-free, productive day?
I don't think we're going to get anything done today.
Call it intuition, but Billy was right. We're at a point in our day where everything productive is about to come to a screeching halt. We stopped and waited for Jeremy to show up at the farm because, well, let's just say that the only one who knows where anything is up at the farm is Uncle Bucko, and sometimes even he has problems. Oh, Jesus.
take it, tap it on with a hammer, and you hit it with an impact.
You sure these will get them off?
Yeah. You said you get them off lug nut removal tool. That's get them off lug nut removal tool.
Unfortunately, it wasn't quite that easy. Well, here's the situation. Jeremy's tool, okay, it worked on one. It got one lug nut off, and the extractor that they send with the kit doesn't even fit the socket. Now, the idea behind this deal is to drive the socket onto the lug nut with a hammer and a punch. Then you're supposed to drive the lug nut out of the socket with the extractor punch. But in this case, it was easier said than done. It was taking me about 15 to 20 minutes to remove each lug nut. And since we've got 20 of them to remove, I placed a 911 call to Mark.
I know everybody's gonna comment, well, you could have just went to the parts store. No, you can't. They're not at parts stores. They don't sell them.
Parts stores we deal with.
AutoZone, Advanced, I've called them all. A1, they don't sell them.
The idea is not to completely deter theft. It is to slow it down to the point where someone catches you while you're stealing these things. And it turns out trying to get these wheels off and struggling with the lug nuts was not the end of our problems. Lug nuts are wrong.
I think it needs strange brakes anyways. You can't have that. I mean, unless you want to cheap out on that. And out on anything else, you got a 572 crate engine in here. You might as well get Hot Boys.
Billy asked me to pick up half-inch lug nuts, but the studs on the front of the Nova are 7/16. Luckily, I keep my feathers numbered for just such an occasion.
Fortunately, I keep my feathers numbered for just such an emergency.
What the hell are you doing here?
Desperate times, desperate measures. I'm here after hours. It's been a while.
This is how bad he didn't want to get stung. This is this new extractor tool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a different
Yeah,
extractor.
something better than Uncle Bucko's.
Better than Uncle Bucko's?
Better.
I
Yeah,
think it might
mine
be.
has succeeded.
Because, I mean, you were driving it on there pretty hard and it kept kind of missing everyone. These, once you drive these on there, it's
Yeah.
taking it off for sure.
They don't call it a bolt biter for nothing.
All right, guys, so we managed to get all four wheels off of this thing, finally, thanks to Mark and his whiz-bang socket that he brought up here. So happy to finally have all these wheels off this car. I managed to dig up enough 7/16 lug nuts out of my secret stash back here that we got the front wheels on, but I think that the guy that owns this car is going to go ahead and put Hot Boys on it. Billy's got him talked into him, so yeah. So that brings us to Wednesday, the day that we're supposed to draw the winner for the 427. First thing right off the bat, AEP showed up this morning to hook up the electric to the new shop and to also set the new meter. That didn't take too long. They were in and out of here in just over an hour. About 15 minutes after AEP pulls out the driveway, the UPS truck backs in. Our driver actually texted Vicky and told her, we need to make a stop early this morning because I can't get anything out of my truck until we get rid of this 427 merch for your giveaway. So me and Allison met him up at the main shop and opened the overhead door so we can just set the boxes off in and around and under that Nova.
Thanks, buddy.
See you
Appreciate you very much.
Have a great day. Thank you for your help.
The next item on my agenda for today was to go down to Mark's and pay my parts bill. So me and my two associates hopped in the dually to go down there and see him. And as you can tell by the expression on their face, they know exactly what to expect anytime they get to go in and visit Mark, Thing 1 or Thing 2, who they met up with behind the counter to collect their bounty. From what I can tell, it looks like he's having a better day than yesterday.
So I heard you had a total meltdown yesterday.
Yesterday was a bad day, but it's not a good day for Thing 2.
What happened?
So my room is in the basement at my mom's. The sub pump stopped working, and when we get a lot of rain, it floods.
Uh-oh.
So when the pump works, it's fine, because as the rain comes in, it pumps it out. The pump stopped working, so I get a call from my mom about lunchtime saying, I think your room's flooded. And I walk down there, and my bed, there's like that much water inside my room on my floor. So I picked my TV, my game systems out of the water dripping, my bed, or it's just soaked. It absorbed all the water and sucked it up into the bed. So I stayed at Thing One's house last night.
So in the process for all this, Mark's headed home last night and gets stuck on the highway because there's a rollover accident. So then he goes the other way home and ends up getting hit by a deer in the side of the van on the way home last night.
You're kidding me.
And then I go to drive my Kia home last night and drop the deposit off for the store, and my car starts shaking like crazy and check engine light flashes.
You know why?
Fire.
Lack of maintenance.
Yeah. And had to fix that before I could even take Thing 2 back to my house last night.
You guys are a terrible mess.
We are. It's a nightmare.
So you hit a deer last night?
Well, a deer hit me.
Oh, come on now.
No, he did.
Come on now.
No,
Tell the truth.
No, he hit me. It was a hit and run. He hit me in the side.
Well, I got something that'll cheer you up.
Oh, good. Taters.
So after I got done paying my parts bill and harassing Mark down at the parts store, I came back to the shop and found the boys have already started the process of pulling the rear end out of that Nova. Allison, on the other hand, is still folding and putting shirts away and getting ready for the giveaway later tonight. With the amount of merch boxes still stored out in the shop, we don't have hardly any extra room. So me and June Pup hauled the old wheels back to the shop to get them out of the way, and then I brought the skid loader up so that the guys could set the old rear end on the forks, which will allow me to get it out of their way, and also bring the new Strange 9-inch up and set it in front of the door where they can get to it easy. While we're all busy working on that orange Nova down at our shop, up at House of Pearls, Paul has already started working on Billy's S10 hood. After first cleaning the hood thoroughly with wax and grease remover, Paul starts block sanding the hood with 320 grit sandpaper on a long block. Once the block sanding was done, they scuffed the edges with Scotch-Brite. Paul went ahead and sprayed the hood with PPG VP 2050 High Build Epoxy Primer. The next step is to spray the bottom of the hood satin black, and then go back and hand block the primer on the hood again to make sure it's as perfect as we can get it. Anyway, by Wednesday evening, the boys had the rear end up underneath this orange Nova, and it was setting on the ground once again. And the new RC Comp wheels made the car look so good, Billy decided to start detailing it with some of my Jax Wax products.
What you got there, Junior?
Wine shine, we're running low.
Yeah, you're in my stuff.
Get some more.
Meanwhile, Vicky and I are preparing to draw the winner for the 427 small block out of my Nova. To me, it seems like just yesterday we started this process with Bob putting this engine together up at his shop. We used a World Products block with a scat rotating assembly and 4-inch stroke crank, trick flow heads and intake, and of course the Isky hydraulic roller camshaft and my ATM 950 E85 carburetor. Although we initially broke it in on race gas, once Bob was content with the oil temperatures, we made the switch to E85 the next day and pulled 570 horsepower and 559 foot-pounds of torque. Then we put the engine in my Nova, took it down to North Carolina and went 660s on motor at 103. We've had an absolute blast on this project, but it's now time to pull the winner and give it away.
All right, we finally drew the winner. Who is it?
Tim Weaver.
From
Beaver-
Berkeley?
Berkeley
Not
Springs.
Beaver Springs.
Berkeley Springs.
Berkeley Springs, West Virginia.
Tim Weaver. He had bought 3 427 shirts, and he was one of the latecomers. He just bought them Sunday night. So, yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
All right, so this guy's got a short bed Chevy pickup truck with a turbo 400 in it. 373 True Track rear end. That's not going to last long, especially if he turns that bottle on. Let's call this guy on camera. Now that we are off the live.
Okay.
Let's get some information out of this guy.
All right. You want me to really call him?
No, I'm just saying that for the video.
Okay. All right. Here, Bill's back again. He wanted to chat.
Alrighty.
All right, so what is this thing? It's a short bed Chevy pickup?
Yep.
What year?
76.
Oh, nice. Does it still have the 76 nose on it?
Yes, it does.
Nice.
Yeah, the truck's actually been in my family for like 30 years.
No way.
It has a 406 in it right now, but it has 2 bloated head gaskets.
So do you race this thing at all, or is it just a street car, just something you cruise around?
Street truck. It has a full billet specialty serpentine drive set up in front of it.
Really?
Billet billet specialty valve covers, hookers, super competition, ceramic coated headers.
Oh,
Ranger
wow.
posts all the way out the back. Vintage air conditioning.
Oh, this guy's for real, man.
This is legit.
Interior's all redone.
Oh man.
Nice. I can't wait to see the pictures of it.
And I do body and paint work on the side out of my garage, and it's just been since I bought my house last July, and since I bought my house, it's just been sitting in the corner of the garage covered up. I haven't even had time or money to fool with it.
Wow.
So.
Well. Well, you're gonna fool with it now.
Definitely.
All right, man. We'll send those pictures over. I can't wait to see them. And I hope you have a really good Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next week when you come to pick this thing up.
All right, you two just let me know what day and
All right.
the address and the time and all that good stuff.
Will do.
All right,
Thank
buddy.
you, Tim.
Yes, thank you all.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.